Wow, are you kidding me? Look who's here! Never thought I'd see this trash bitch again. What a small world. What the hell are you doing here anyways? This is not a place for a loser like you. This is a place for winners like me. You came to get bullied again. You want some more heat? I'll spare you my precious time for that. Believe me, I'm also surprised. Never thought we'd meet again, Sarah. Especially here in the same company of all places. I thought you were working for a different company. When did you change your job? That's exactly what I was gonna say. You're stealing my words, you sneaky thief. A bitch I finally trashed and put to misery, reappearing in front of my eyes again. How funny is that? I guess I'll have to trash you again. And trust me, I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. Trash, huh? Sarah, you haven't changed a single bit. Do you actually know where you stand in this situation? I'm sure you don't, so you're saying that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you're the one who doesn't know anything about positions in this company since you just got here. Listen up, you loser. I'm the one who's running this department. Go ask anyone here. I can see you coming back in tears. Mark my words, little bitch. It's super easy for me to bully you and make you quit again like the loser that you are. If you thought that what happened 3 years ago was tough, you're in for a rude awakening. Don't you worry, because I'll treat you like trash again, and we'll see how long you last this time. It's going to be really nasty, so buckle up. Oh, Sarah, you don't get it, do you? That's not what I'm getting at. I really think it's important for you to say things according to where you stand. This is work, and we're in a very different environment from 3 years ago. Yeah, right. I still remember clearly. 3 years ago, you were mentally broken so easily and quickly. Then you folded and ran away. Wherever we are, it's going to be the same or even worse for you this time. Steve was utterly confused by how that turned out. He should have listened to me earlier so he didn't have to waste any of his precious time with a retard like you. But overall, it was good that you guys divorced and left pretty quickly. For me, it was a pleasure bullying you. It was so funny to see you fold like that, like a little weak link that you are. I will joyfully do that to you again, any day of the week. Oh my God, do you even realize what you're saying? Those despicable words that come out of your mouth, it's so low as a human. I am so disgusted beyond belief. 3 years ago, you constantly bullied your brother's wife and made me mentally ill. And like you said, you even enjoyed doing that. That tells what kind of a person you truly are. It's clear to me you haven't changed a single bit, or has it even gotten worse? If so, that is very sad. I'm curious, are you not even a little sorry for what you've done? All the mental damage you've caused? Do you have any compassion towards that? Sorry, for what? Compassion? Towards what? Yes, I'm asking you, Sarah. You don't even understand the point of the question? I'm dead serious. Let me tell you again. You actually made a person mentally sick, and you don't feel anything about it? That's really surprising. I think it's time you start having feelings or compassion for another person. Wow, what is this little scum talking about? You need to go see a psychiatrist, or at least a shrink or a therapist. Explain to me, is there anything wrong with being myself? This is who I am, and this is me. You have a problem with that, dummy? Why the hell should I please you with this sorrow and compassion nonsense? 3 years ago, your little feelings got hurt on your own and just disappeared. That's all your fault, okay? Don't even try to blame your weakness on me. You were calling me trash every day and actually threw food waste at me. Who would enjoy a thing like that? That's not all. I haven't forgotten you placing trash in my bag. You have no idea how that felt. And all the mess created in the house was also my fault? And it wasn't even me who did that. It was obviously you. I was actually the one cleaning it. It made no sense to me, but I did it anyways to keep all the family members somewhat happy. Imagine how I felt at that time. Now that I think back, living together in your parents' house was the fatal mistake. We should have gotten our own house and none of this would have happened. Where are you going with all these past incidents? I basically don't give a rat's ass about anything you're saying, so you're just wasting my time. I have no idea when you started working in this company, but you are so finished. You're done. I will end you. I'll make sure you lose your place in this company. I'll use everything in my power to kick you out of here. Exactly like 3 years ago in my parents' house. Let's see how you'll handle it this time. Understood. Now that I know your real intentions, there is absolutely no way I can forgive you anymore. I'm sorry, Steve, but I can't take it. There is no way I can tolerate her abuse anymore. The time has come to take revenge against Sarah. But, well, at the same time, I feel kind of bad since she's your real sister. But when I imagine that she might do what she did to me to someone else, which I assume she probably is, I can't hold back anymore. There's absolutely no reason to let this slide.
Oh my God, what a surprise. You guys are working in the same company? Last thing I imagined was my sister being in your new workplace. That's shocking news, to say the least. You must be surprised beyond belief.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised too. Of all people, why her? In my new office? There's got to be some reason for this. And I was thinking it over and came to this conclusion. Now is the best chance to strike back at her. Since she still doesn't know where we both stand in the company, she's convinced that she's my boss, you know. I need to make that person suffer just like she did to me, and let her know that there's consequences for the things she's done. Though I needed to let you know before I take actions, which I will do very soon. I'm sorry, but at this point, my willingness to strike back won't change, so there's no use trying to stop me.
Oh, don't worry about that. I have zero intention of stopping you. Especially now that I know what she has done to you, and she's back in your life. Now it's time to strike back. You need to do it. Plus, I'll do what I can to help you. I need to do this. Also, you definitely should not forgive her for what she has done to you.
Wow, well, thank you for saying so. I wasn't too sure how you would react since she's your sister. But I'm curious, what can you actually do to help? Listen, Sarah, at this point, I have absolutely no mercy towards you, and I am sure you will not like what's coming. You better be ready for this. What in the world is this newbie saying? Ready for what, you loser? To get crushed by me again? Yeah, I'm ready. A newbie to this office trying to come against me, your boss? This loser is seriously crazy. Bring it, you little scum. We'll see how that works out. You better bring your A game. You're just gonna go mentally broken again like before anyways, but try me. Come on, what are you waiting for? At this point, I'm already used to your disgusting remarks, nothing I want to be used to. But you made me so. Although it was really hard hearing that on a daily basis, especially at home where I wanted to chill out and relax. But at work, it's a different story. I'll handle it professionally in a business matter. One thing for sure is that you will not like what's coming your way. You just got here and you so arrogantly want to talk business matters with me, you delusional bitch. When are you going to realize that I'm the boss? You're so dumb and delusional beyond belief. Never in a million years did I think that a girl who divorced my younger brother due to my bullying would turn out to be my assistant. Look forward for more torture coming your way. Well, actually, I'm your boss. What? I can't hear what you're saying. Speak up. I'm sorry, but you've been getting it all wrong. Talking all that nonsense. It's very simple and straight. I'm your boss, not you. You came in late today, so you missed my introduction in the morning. So, once and for all, I will tell you the details. I was headhunted from another company to come here and start new projects and shake things up and make things right. My position as a division manager is above your job position, so whether you like it or not, I am technically your new boss. What? New boss? What are you talking about? I wasn't told any of that from anyone. It makes no sense at all. Stop bluffing or you're seriously gonna get hurt. In what world is a newbie like you suddenly going to become my new boss? You're making things up so I won't bully you. You think I'm stupid? It's just going to make things worse, you know. All of what you're saying is BS. I've been working here for more than a year, you know. People tell me things and rely on me. If you were going to be my new boss, I would have been informed well in advance. Anyways, our job positions are different. You are ranked way below me. One of my jobs is to keep an eye on your division. So it's absolutely a waste of time arguing here. Whatever you say, I am your boss, and that's a fact. And there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Cry all you want, but the fact of the matter is, I am your new boss. So, with the past aside, I'm really looking forward to working with you. And my first advice to you, you really better stop thinking about bullying me. It's not in your best interest to do anything of that nature to your boss. You can at least understand that, right? Yeah, right, you're my boss. You're either lying or joking. Or you've gone mad. Yeah, that's probably it. Go see a doctor before you come here. It's not even funny. A trash bitch is my boss. I know you're stupid and crazy, but come up with a better lie. Everyone in the company knows I should be the boss. I have the most accomplishments and everyone relies on me massively. With your skills, that will never be possible. You're so delusional. No one is relying on you. You can't even do the job properly, so you should keep your filthy mouth shut. What? A newbie like you doesn't have the right to say those disrespectful things to me. You are really pushing me, you know? You have no idea how dangerous that is. Plus, now's the only time you can act tough like that. You're going to bend the knee to me very soon. Starting a beef with me? What a stupid move. You'll see where this goes. All hell will break loose in your miserable life, so welcome to misery, you bitch. Back at you with those exact same words. I'm actually grateful you said it first, so I didn't have to say anything nasty. Don't even think for a second that it'll be the same as 3 years ago, because it's not, and this time I have the upper hand. One thing's assured, you're the one that's going to regret it this time, and it's going to be a very hard pill to swallow for a delusional person like you. Hey, what the hell is going on? I'm really fired? There's no way that can be true, and no way am I going to accept this. It absolutely makes no sense. One thing I know for sure is that everything has gone south from the time you became my boss. The series of misfortunes since you arrived, you are a plague. You must be using some sort of black magic or whatever the hell you're doing. This is all BS. I am cursed, and you're the one to blame. I told you from the start that I'm your boss, and I'm here to make things right. It's not black magic or a curse. What don't you understand about that? It's pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science that you are not fit for this company. Hypothetically speaking, I'll admit that you're my boss, since everyone is saying so. But I haven't done anything wrong to you this time around. You know that, right? At least you can tell what's right from wrong. Even more, I was actually being kind to you, so why can you do such a thing? That is absolute cruelty. It's not allowed. It makes absolutely no sense to fire me. This company needs me. I am their cash cow. What? You haven't done anything wrong and you were being kind to me? I'm your boss, so in any business situation, that is such a normal thing to do. All assistants act that way to their bosses. Plus, you all of a sudden just flip-flopped your attitude towards me after our previous conversation. It was so obvious you buttered up because I'm your boss and you thought that that was the only way you could survive in this company. What a sneaky weasel you are. Let me tell you something. That didn't work in your favor at all. What do you mean it didn't work in my favor? What did you not like about it? How can you be so inhumane? Well, if you go there are tons and tons of things I didn't like. But that's not the real point and problem here. The problem is your terrible work attitude. Plus, you did another fatal thing that led to this decision. You should take a moment and do some serious searching in your heart. What? Work attitude? A fatal thing? What are you talking about? There's nothing terrible or fatal in my work. Why should I take a moment? You should know well enough that I would never do such a thing. Oh my God, you are so delusional. Look at yourself in the mirror and look who's talking. First of all, I knew that you weren't achieving anything profitable or worthwhile for the company. And you were threatening the fragile coworkers to give you dates and stole their hard-earned accomplishments. And that is basically how you have been making your way through this company. Sorry, but I knew all of that. You can't fool me. That's called cheating. You are a cheater. What? I never did anything like that. I always play fair and square. Hell no, I ain't a cheater. And even if I warned you, you'd tell me, where's the proof? And try to end the discussion in that manner. So I went ahead and filed your so-called accomplishments and sent it to the upper management. You actually snitched all of that to the upper management? Sounds like you're the cheater. Whatever, I studied your actual operational rate during the business hours. And the actual contract capture rate. It's easy to find out how much you've really accomplished if you see it as data. Funny thing is, You weren't operating all that much, but somehow you have quite a lot of contracts captured and accomplishments. Well, that's weird, which obviously means you were cheating your way through and threatening and stealing someone else's accomplishments. I've already talked to those people and collected all the evidence on this, so there's no way you can get away with it. Lisa, wait, what are you saying? Everyone's lying since they're jealous of me. But it gets even worse, you know. I have a proof that you were embezzling money from the company. What? Wait a minute, you need to wait. I would obviously never do that. Why are you blaming me for doing that? Everyone's so jealous of me, trying to bring me down for no reason. That's not fair. Where is this BS coming from? That's not right. I am always working honestly and diligently. Here's what we know. You claimed you went on a business trip, but you actually didn't. Sound familiar? There were so many things that didn't align in the expense calculation you turned in. So I did further research, and all were falsely made-up expenses. You actually thought you could get away with that? Which leaves me to say, we can no longer hire you, Sarah. It's not my decision, it's from upper management. So don't bear a grudge against me. Wait, are you seriously saying all this? What have I done wrong? I'm pretty sure I told you all of what you did wrong, or am I missing more? You still don't get it, huh? Are you trying to say you won't admit all of this? I wouldn't say that, but spending a little money on yourself? Come on, Lisa, it's not such a big deal, right? I mean, everyone's doing it. Is that right? Well, I'm surprised to find out that you weren't conscious that you were actually committing a crime. Well, sorry to inform you that this is nothing but a crime, which means you will be given a disciplinary dismissal from the company. You should be grateful that we aren't pressing charges. But it will definitely affect your future careers, that's for sure. It'll be super hard to find a new job. Human resource data will be shared amongst the affiliate companies, so no one will want to hire you. Especially a person who committed a crime like you'll be immediately on a blacklist. So basically what I'm saying is that you are permanently banned from this industry. Blacklisted? Wow, chill out. You're exaggerating, right? You just want to convince me that I did something bad, right? I get that, but how can you be so cruel and affect my future career? Lisa, you're doing too much. Think about it. That's called crossing the line. You're trying to get back at me just because my brother dumped you. History tells that I do have a grudge against you, but this is a different story. You still don't think this is a big deal, but I have to tell you once again, this is a crime. Oh, and by the way, one more surprise. Your brother didn't dump me. What do you mean? We all know that he dumped you 3 years ago. You were mentally ill and weak at that time, so it's obvious he had to dump you. And you ran away and disappeared like a rat. I must say kudos to him. Steve made a wise choice dumping trash like you. You're such an ill-natured person, so you more than deserved to be dumped. Who's the real ill-natured person here? It might surprise you, but Steve and we're still together. We lived together all this time. What are you talking about? You got dumped and left the house. Well, obviously, I was sick and tired of your constant complaints. Who wouldn't be? So on the surface, we decided to tell everyone that we're divorced so I wouldn't have to deal with you anymore. We did this act all because of you. And the reality is, we weren't divorced and we still live together to this day. What? So you're not divorced? So Steve, my beloved brother, deceived us? There's no way he'd do that to us. I wouldn't say he deceived you, but what can we do? It's impossible to live with a real psychotic lunatic like you, who will occasionally enjoy devastating my mental health and harass me every single day. If you find out that we're still married, then you will come at me again and say all these nasty things to me and try to boss me around. We knew for sure that you were going to do that. So we did all this action and are convinced we took the best measure to keep you out of our lives. What the hell is that? You two making fun of me? I bet you were laughing at me. Okay, anyways, that's that, but if so, why are you holding a grudge against me? If you're not divorced, then you don't need to hold a grudge. Why are you doing this to me then? There's no reason for that. You seem to have forgotten on what you did to me, but I haven't. I obviously hold a grudge against you, so this coincidence was in fact lucky for me. The chance to strike back at you and get over my trauma has suddenly arrived. Who would have thought I'd get hired to the company you're in as your boss? Of course, I told Steve about this since he is my family. How dare you do something Steve will despise of? You call that a family? I'm Steve's family. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that he really doesn't consider you family anymore, so I guess he's cool with it. What do you mean by that? My little brother doesn't consider me family? No way that's possible. You have no idea what we've been through. Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Going on like this for 3 years. You have no idea how much he suffered being in between a bullying lunatic sister and me. You were so self-centered you never understood his feelings. But his days of tolerating are finally over. A huge burden has been lifted off his shoulders. What are you trying to say? He told everything to your parents, all the little details too. What do you mean by everything? To my parents? Who else but you and Steve's parents? Finally, he told them what you've been doing to me. They believed him, you know. BS, there's no way my parents will believe that. They will never believe what you're saying. I know them. They love me more than anybody. You were telling them things that I had never said, lying about actions I've never done. So at that time, they were reacting in that way to me. But finally, they realized the truth. Coming from Steve, they had no choice but to believe. You liar! What have you done? What I did to you was not such a big deal, right? The countless harassment you did to break my mental health was not a big deal for you, huh? Oh well, who cares now? All that's left for you is to go to hell. It's really too late to regret at this point. I hope you can find a place to live and a new job as soon as possible, if you ever can find them. With your attitude towards life, I don't think your future is on the bright side. What do you mean, a place to live? What are you inferring? I don't think you are allowed to live in your parents' house anymore. I heard that they're really upset. Don't worry, you'll know soon when you hear from them. Wait, I can't believe what's happening. This is a nightmare. Hell, I just got a damn text saying never to come back home and that they'll send all my belongings to wherever I live next. This is all your fault. Lisa, what have you done? I'm never going to forgive you for this. Forgive me? What can you actually do now? You're officially jobless and homeless. Don't even bother to start beef with me. You have absolutely no leverage over me. I'm not trying to start a beef with you. All I'm saying is just get me my job back. Plus, you need to explain that to my family. That's also important. What's left to explain at this point? Everything is already out there. Also, you being fired is official. You stealing the company's money and not working properly and bullying the coworkers? You more than deserve to be fired. You're lucky you're not in jail for this. So from now on, best of luck, because you need every bit of it. You must let this all sink in and regret all your wrongdoings. Since the day you came back into my life, everything has been totally awful. Why the hell did you come to that company in the first place? You should have just minded your own business and lived your loser life. I'm going to use everything in my power to make you regret this. Don't you forget this. You've pushed the wrong button. Yeah, whatever. Karma's a bitch, huh? Just hold on to that grudge hard and tight. But sadly for you, it won't change anything anyways. You have no power or anything in that matter to get back at me anymore. So, farewell. Don't you ever show up in my life again. Hey, Lisa, I want to apologize. Please, you must forgive me. I never even thought for a second that Steve would see that scene. That was not supposed to happen. You're kidding about the cops, right? Please stop. You have to let this go. What do you mean? You tried to assault me. How can you even say that? Why are you the one telling me to stop? You came storming in with all the rage. This could easily be a police matter, you know? That's exactly why I'm apologizing. I never thought that Steve would be that pissed. If Steve hadn't gotten in between us and stopped you, I would have been seriously injured. Then you would have been a complete criminal, which, again, you completely deserve to be. Let me rephrase. Actually, you already are a criminal. What were you thinking, attacking me? You keep on crossing every line there is. Can't you control yourself in any of these circumstances? I couldn't forgive you for what you did to me. I've never been treated this way in my life. I surely don't deserve to be. And you suddenly appear back in my life because of you. Because of me what? Go on, say it. Let me tell you, you got kicked out of your house because of what you did. Getting fired was all due to your actions. How can you be stupid enough to blame everything on me and not face the truth? Own it for once. You've been blaming someone else for everything your entire life. That's gotta stop. Don't you dare call me stupid. You really get on my nerves. Don't you understand how much trouble you're causing your family? It's really serious. Steve and your parents are really concerned about you. But you kept on repeating this kind of self-centered, egotistical behaviors over and over. You come up with all these conclusions that it's always someone else that is bad and never you. So this is exactly what you should get. You need this lesson. If you even feel a little sorry for your family, you need to turn your life around and change now. Turn my life around? How do I do that? Oh God, you're asking me that? Think for yourself. At least, don't ask me of all people. Don't you have any friends that will teach you a little decency? Good heavens, you're a grown-ass woman. Plus, you might not have noticed, but I really don't want to speak with you anymore. So think for yourself. I'm dead serious. Don't text me from here on out. Goodbye, ex-sister-in-law.
So, you might not care, but Sarah started a live-in work for my relative's factory. I think you should scold her pretty well. She has never been like that before.
I wouldn't say I scolded her. I didn't say that much, but I believe I got my message through. Thinking about you and Mom. It's time she really needs to get her act together. Now is really the time for it. We can't let her go on like this and do nothing about it, right? It could have been way more disastrous if she went on like that. All she was doing was bullying me and harassing the coworkers. That's an insane behavior, to say the least. She was going to turn out to be a real criminal one day. That could have easily happened. Then it would have been too late.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was actually the end of the story when she stole money from the company. And when I saw her trying to assault you, that sealed the deal. Now I am totally convinced that she's an insane lunatic. It's the first time I've ever snapped at her like that. Before that, I always tried to be mindful of her since I knew it was hard to get my true feelings to her. And basically, I didn't want to piss her off. If I said something that she didn't like, that won't even listen anyways. So probably me snapping at her was the key to her realizing that it was something really serious we're dealing with here. I should have done it earlier.
Yeah, but in hindsight, I'm really glad she realized the point of all this. It took a long time and effort, but I'd like to think it was worth it. There was nothing good about the whole situation, and hopefully in the future, she becomes a better person.
My parents were really sorry about this whole situation, and my deepest apologies to you too, Lisa. You were the biggest casualty of this. I regret that I couldn't take actions earlier. I truly am sorry. And I am so glad that you weren't injured in that altercation. I can't imagine what I would have done if you were injured. The outcome of this whole family could have been very dangerous.
I'm okay. Thank you for protecting me. And I'm glad it didn't turn out to be the worst outcome. You're always my important husband, from now and forever. I love you. Steve's mother told me that Sarah was still hanging in with her new job. She is working hard to gain her independence and finally trying to stand on her own feet. She is supposedly saying that she feels sorry for what she's done to me, but to be honest, I still can't trust her. The memory of cruel and constant harassing is not easy to forget. So, obviously, I'm still in no mood to see her again. Who would be, right? If she really has realized and regrets all of her wrongdoings and she's willing to change and become a better person, then this whole thing was all for the good. And I guess I can be happy for that. Mari, you have no idea the kind of trouble you're in right now. Do you have anything to say for yourself? What you did was a crime, you know.
Crime? I have no idea what you're talking about. And another thing, who are you, and why do you have my phone number?
You want to know who I am? I'm the woman who you just punched in the face. And as for how I got your number, you told me you were from corporate headquarters before you punched me. All I had to do was ask around to the people who saw what happened, and one of them gave me your number. Now, I asked you a question, Mari, and I want an answer. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Care to explain why you just punched me in the face in the middle of the wedding?
Why? What kind of stupid question is that?
It is not a stupid question. It's a straightforward one. Answer me.
You really want to know? Fine, here it is. All I did was swat an uppity little fly who was swarming around the CEO. Typically, when a fly gets swatted, it doesn't go and text the person who swatted it to complain. It falls to the ground and goes silent, which is what you should have done. Honestly, this is why I hate people from branch offices.
Oh, so you think I'm nothing but an insect, is that right? And you were trying to protect the CEO from me? Well, great job. You protected him all right and ruined his wedding. I can't believe you would punch me in broad daylight. I will be reporting this to all the proper authorities, including corporate HR.
Oh, please, you're such a child. You think corporate HR is gonna care about what some little cretin from a branch office tells them? It's an unwritten rule that the people in corporate HQ can do whatever they want to branchies like you.
Branchy? You even have a nickname for people who work in branch offices?
Hey, I could call you much worse if you'd prefer. All you branchies are just flunkies who could never make it in corporate HQ. The only thing you ever accomplish is wasting our company's precious resources. If you ever want to escape from that living hell, you've got a lot to learn, and me punching you back there was lesson 1. If you're ready for lesson 2, come on back inside. I've got it waiting for you right here in my left hand.
That wasn't a lesson, it was assault and battery. And seriously, what is it with you in this branch office versus corporate HQ hierarchy? Do you even know how businesses work? There are plenty of people in branch offices who are just as good, if not better at their jobs than you guys.
Okay, I think I may have taught you a little bit too much with my right hand back there. It looks like I fried your brain. Let me tell you how this business works. People only get sent to work in a branch office because they couldn't cut it in corporate HQ. Don't like it? Don't blame me, just get better at your job! Not like you'll ever be able to do that! You're even worse than a new hire! You started out in corporate and got transferred to a branch office! We kicked you out and you think you have the right to come to the CEO's wedding? You know what? You don't have to come back to me for lesson 2. I'm gonna come find you and give it to you personally.
Would you like to know why I have the right to be here? Just go and ask the CEO yourself. He'll tell you.
I'm not wasting 1 second of the CEO's valuable time talking about a peasant like you.
Nellie, I am so sorry for what happened today. I heard about everything from some of the other guests. We were still in our dressing rooms when it all went down, so I had no idea until later. But even during the ceremony, the mood seemed really off. Most importantly, you weren't there. I knew something had to be up.
Hey, Sam, it's all right. You don't need to apologize to me. I'm sorry that your wedding was ruined because of me. I was really looking forward to celebrating your big day with you. You're not just one of my best friends, you're also a valuable colleague.
No, I do need to apologize. I share the blame here. It was one of my guests that did this to you. But can I ask you something? Why in the world did he hit you?
According to him, it's because I'm a branchy.
A branchy? What does that mean?
It's his nickname for people who work in our company's branch offices.
He has a nickname for that?
Apparently, yes. He thinks that I was transferred to a branch office because I couldn't cut it in corporate HQ. Oh, and he also thinks that he can do whatever he wants to people that work in branch offices.
What is wrong with that idiot? Like, he doesn't understand anything. You weren't punitively transferred over there.
I don't think that I have to tell you that I am not going to sit back and take this from him. He didn't just insult me, he insulted all the honest, talented people that I work with every day. The fact that he doesn't seem to know who I am and what I do for the company is actually a big advantage for me. That'll make it all the easier to teach him a lesson. So what do you say? You mind if I take my gloves off for this loser?
Don't stop there. Put on a set of brass knuckles. As CEO, I hereby endow you with any authority you need to send this guy straight into the deepest circle of hell. Oh, and while you're working your magic, I'm gonna make some moves on my own.
Hey, don't you forget that he's mine first. You can have him when I'm done with him. I'm gonna destroy him like I destroyed you in Call of Duty back in high school.
Hey, what's going on? You and the CEO went to high school together?
Not just that, we even went to the same daycare. We've been friends since before we could even add or subtract. That's why I was invited to his wedding, not just as a colleague, but as a close friend. I was actually one of the first members of the company back when he started it up.
But if you've got that good of a connection, what are you doing working in a branch office?
He originally wanted me to work in corporate as COO. But I don't know, I was never really one to sit up on high and rule over all the peons, you know? I'd rather be right there in the middle of the day-to-day operations. So he made me the lead on the special task force focused on emergency course correction. My team has saved the company a lot of trouble over the years. You really didn't know about that?
No way! I don't believe that story for 1 second! There's no way a branchie could be that important to the company! You hear me? You're nothing but a branchie, and that's all you'll ever be! Unlike you, we corporate HQ elites have to actually generate results in order to keep our positions! You think you've saved the company? Don't make me laugh! The only reason the company operates as well as it does is thanks to our superior talent. So don't ever try to act like you're better than me ever again!
Wow, Murray, you sure are dedicated to this bizarre branchy thing, huh? You really think the people in branch offices are that incompetent?
I don't think that way, it's just the plain and simple truth.
I give up. I hope you realize this means war. You've just made an enemy of me and all the other branchies. I've been around to almost all of the company's branch offices, you know. I've met a lot of wonderful people and learned a lot from them as well. So I'm not going to let you get away with your bizarre bigotry. I'm going to put an end to your nonsense right here and now. I won't allow you to hurt any more people than you already have, Mari.
Big talk from a pathetic little branchie. Just what is a flunky like you gonna do to me, huh? I don't care if you were friends with the CEO, you're beneath me! I don't believe this! You little cretin! You actually called the cops on me? You had no right to do that to me!
Oh yeah? And why not? Is it because I'm a branchie?
Exactly!
I guess you weren't kidding when you said that you thought you could do anything you wanted to branchies. Well, I can't believe I actually have to explain this to a grown adult, but punching people is a crime, Mari. And what happens when you commit a crime? You get punished. That's how a proper, orderly society works. Looks like you should have paid better attention during your social studies classes.
I don't need some branchie telling me how society works.
Apparently you do, actually. If you knew how society functioned, then you wouldn't have punched me in a public place. I already filed a police report, so I suggest you get yourself an attorney. They'll be coming to have a little chat with you shortly.
That was discipline.
Discipline?
Yeah, it's part of corporate discipline. I work at corporate headquarters, so I'm higher up in the company's hierarchy than you. That means it's my responsibility to make sure all you branchies know your place. You were out of line at the wedding for talking back to me, so I gave you the necessary discipline to get you back in line. You see, I didn't do anything wrong at all.
Wow, Mari, that's a really good excuse for what you did. You should definitely use that line in court. I'm sure it'll go well for you.
Of course it will, and I know all the other people at Corporate HQ will back me up if I ask them. They'll probably say you deserved even more than I gave you.
Would you like to put that theory to the test?
What do you mean?
I'll make a post about the incident at the wedding on the corporate message board. I'll even use false names so no one knows that you or I was involved. If you're right and the majority of the employees side with you, then I'll agree to not press charges against you.
That sounds like a great idea! It's gonna be a landslide in my favor!
Well, there it is. All of the corporate HQ employees read the post and voted, and the results are in. 98 employees said I was in the right, and 2 sided with you. One of those people, I assume, was you. The other person posted a reply to the post saying they accidentally hit the wrong button on the poll and to ignore their vote. So do you understand now? You were wrong, and everyone but you knows that.
That poll is a fake!
A fake?
Someone must have hacked the system and tampered with the votes. I'll bet one of your branchy buddies did it. Yeah, that has to be it. There's no way that actual corporate HQ employees would side with a branchy.
Maury, that message board is only accessible to people with corporate IDs from the corporate HQ office. Plus, your computer has to be physically connected to the office LAN in order to access it. I had to stop by corporate and borrow a computer to make the post.
Yeah, well, you voted in the poll too, didn't you? That's not fair. You're a branchy, and the poll was only supposed to be for corporate HQ people. That means the poll is invalid, and I'm still right.
All right, it looks like you're not going to make it easy on me. So be it. I'll make you understand how wrong you are one way or another.
Explain this thing I got in the mail today, branchy. This letter says that I have to pay for your medical expenses, and I owe you punitive damages? Why do I have to pay you? This doesn't make any sense.
You punched me in the face, and I fell down and hit my head on the floor. I went and got checked out at the hospital just in case. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries other than the swelling, which healed pretty quickly. But I still incurred medical costs because of what you did to me. I think it's only reasonable that you would have to pay for it.
What kind of nonsense logic is that? I didn't make you hit your head on the floor. Seriously, with an IQ that low, it's no wonder you can't make a decent living. I get it. You're dirt poor and want to bilk me for any money you can, huh? Tell you what, I'm feeling charitable today. I'll humor you. I probably make 5 times as much as you do, so I think I can handle a measly hospital bill.
Oh, is that so? Glad to hear it. Then you can pay me $1,500.
What? $1,500? Why is it that much?
My injury wasn't severe and healed in a week, so that means you're only responsible for the legal minimum amount. And didn't you say you can handle a little hospital bill? $1,500 is a lot less than it could have been, so I hope you'll pay up without putting up a fuss.
You just made that number up. I'm not paying it. You're trying to trick me, but it's not gonna work. I'm too smart for you.
You think this is a trick?
I'm smart enough to know when I'm being defrauded. That invoice you sent me is a total fake. You've been spending too much time around branchies. If you want to fool me, you're gonna have to try way harder. And besides, if I paid you, that would be an admission that I was at fault. I'm not at fault, so I'm not gonna pay.
Well, I see you completely changed your mind once you saw the price tag. And again, you really don't know how this works. With an intellect like yours, I'm surprised you got hired into this company at all, much less at corporate HQ.
Yeah, I know. I think I could do much better than this company, too.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Anyway, I'm not giving you a single cent. If you were at corporate HQ like me, then I might give you a little nominal sum.
Yo, Nelly, how's your face doing?
much better now, thanks for asking. And thanks also for giving me all that paid time off. It would have taken a lot longer to feel better if not for that. Although I am getting kind of anxious to get back to the office.
You don't change a bit, do you? This reminds me of the time we bet $50 on which of us would get a better grade on the math exam. You stayed up all night before the exam studying to try and beat me.
Ugh, that is the worst possible example to bring up right now. Thanks to that, I fell asleep halfway during the exam and couldn't finish it.
Yep, and thanks to that, I was able to buy the new Battlefield game that came out that year. And thanks to your hard work at the branch office I sent you to, their performance has skyrocketed since you've been there.
What does that have to do with me losing a bet to you?
Nothing. I just remembered it and wanted to take the opportunity to rub it in your face again.
Oh, well, thank you so much for dragging up that episode. Anyway, I appreciate you praising my performance, but it seems like a lot of people in corporate HQ aren't aware of my exploits.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry about that. I always tell the people here to check out the numbers for our branch offices, but everyone's always too focused on their own work. I think I need to do a little shake-up in the work style over here. But before that, I need to take care of Maury.
Oh, did the committee make a decision? It seems like Murray's pretty confident that he won't be held accountable at all.
Yeah, and that alone is another problem entirely. Don't worry, though. I'll make sure that chump never does that to you or anyone else ever again.
I'm counting on you. This sort of situation really does require a top-down response.
Sir, I think I'm owed an explanation. I'm getting my pay docked and losing my year-end performance bonus? What's the meaning of this? I understand you and that girl have known each other for a while, but I have to say that it's extremely inappropriate to be mixing business with your personal connections.
You think this is happening because me and Nellie are friends? That's not the case at all. We came extremely close to losing multiple clients because of you. That's what you're being punished for.
What do you mean?
It wasn't just company employees at my wedding. Executives from a number of our largest clients were also in attendance. They all saw you punching and verbally abusing a female employee. How do you think that made them feel, Maury? You think they want to associate with a company that has that kind of corporate culture? They all knew right away that they had a PR disaster on their hands.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Well, you thought wrong. You seriously damaged our reputation among not just the clients who were there, but all the companies who heard about what you did. Some of those companies, understandably in my opinion, informed us they were considering closing their accounts with us. I went around and apologized to all of them and assured them that nothing like this would ever happen again. And fortunately, that was enough for them to keep doing business with us.
Wait, you mean you actually went and personally apologized?
Of course I did. That's how serious of a situation it was, you dunce. And just so you know, just an apology isn't going to be enough to restore our image. While none of our clients closed their accounts tonight, a few have put their dealings with us under an internal review. So, Maury, how are you going to take responsibility for this? Don't you think that docking your pay and cutting your bonus seems like a pretty reasonable punishment?
But sir...
But nothing. You're not coming back from this, Maury. Don't think that this is all that's going to happen to you.
Sir, please, wait. You're right. I may have been slightly insensitive in my actions. It was wrong of me to do something like that at your wedding.
It would have been wrong of you to do no matter what the situation was. My God, Maury, what is wrong with you? It looks like I'm going to have to take even more drastic measures to cure your bizarre corporate HQ master race complex.
No, sir, please don't! Sir, please tell me this is a mistake. I'm being demoted?
Ah, so the notice finally came from the HR department? Good. Effective today, you're hereby stripped of your managerial authority.
This isn't fair! You already docked my pay for what happened with the clients!
Yes, that was your punishment for damaging our relationship with our clients. I told you that wouldn't be all, though, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Your demotion is the punishment for assaulting Nellie at my wedding. Surely you can understand my reasoning here. You, someone with organizational authority, berated another employee in full view of the public and even became physically violent. As the CEO of this company, I cannot allow my management-level employees to behave that way. It's clear to me that you don't have what it takes to responsibly wield the authority you've been given. You're gonna go back to being equal to all the other non-management employees until you learn how to see from their point of view.
No, you can't do this to me. Please, sir, you have to reconsider. My performance is far superior to all those bumpkins in the branch offices, right?
Exactly what grounds do you have to make that claim?
But it's true!
Have you actually looked at performance numbers for our branch offices?
Well, no, I guess I haven't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Listen, Maury, being transferred to a branch office is not necessarily a demotion. I do such transfers regularly because I want people in corporate HQ to be familiar with all the aspects of the company's operations. You would know this if you would actually check the performance reports, but there are plenty of employees at our branch offices who outperform you.
What?
In fact, your performance is a bit below average compared to branch office performance. I know you've built up your ego around lording your position over branchies, but that's just your baseless prejudice. I've sent some files with data from the office you'll be working at to your computer. Your assignment for the rest of the day is to look that over and familiarize yourself with their performance. An HR rep will be in touch with you shortly with further orders. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. Crystal clear.
You're making quite the buzz around here, Mari. You're getting put through a special anti-harassment program, aren't you?
What the? How did you find out about that? That was supposed to be confidential.
It is, officially anyway. The company keeps that sort of information anonymous. However, a few people have seen you going in and out of the conference room where the program was being held. Word spread like wildfire after that. That has got to be humiliating for you. I mean, that's not the ordinary anti-harassment training that we all have to sit through once a year. They only give that sort of training to people who are in an inch away from getting fired. You'd better watch your next step. One wrong move and boom, off to the unemployment line with you.
Stop laughing at me! This isn't funny!
Oh, but that's where you're very, very wrong, Mari. It's absolutely hysterical. And you only have yourself to blame for being in this shameful situation. Do you get it now? Not one single person in this entire company took your side. Looks like I was right after all.
It doesn't make any sense! Why doesn't anyone see it my way? I worked hard to get to where I was. Anyone who can't do what I did just needs to work harder. So you branchies have no right to talk back to me, no matter what I say or do to you.
The people whose performance numbers are lagging are all desperate to boost their numbers. You're their boss. It's supposed to be your job to help them out.
I've got better things to do with my time than listen to a bunch of losers whine. My management style gets results. Just look at my department's performance numbers.
Oh, trust me, I've looked them over. They've been on a consistent deadline with no signs of improving, and now we can all see why. As long as you're in charge of it, that department's performance will never improve.
What did you say?
I'm not saying anything. The data says it all for me. Numbers don't lie, Mari. You're a dead weight.
This can't be happening! Not only did I get transferred to a branch office, you got appointed to replace me?
You've been stationed in that branch for quite a while now, but looking at the performance numbers, I don't see any reason to believe you're as productive as you say you are. Didn't the CEO tell you to relearn the business when he sent you over there? You were talking yourself up quite a bit to me before. But you haven't accomplished anything of note after your performance scores were reset. Not only that, in just a few weeks, I've completely turned your department around.
You must be cooking the books. I don't believe it for 1 second. I was in charge of that department for years and nothing ever changed no matter what I did. But the instant you take over for me, performance skyrockets. It's not possible.
What can I say? I'm awesome at what I do. And what do you mean by no matter what you did? You didn't do much of anything other than scream at any one of your subordinates whose performance started to slip. Didn't you ever think about, giving them advice on how to improve? I'm all for personal responsibility, but what you're doing is just plain dereliction of duty. Every single employee in this department tells me that you've never given them a single compliment.
Oh, come on, you didn't talk to every single person there.
But I did. Not only that, I used what they told me to do a complete overhaul of the department's operations. It didn't take too long for me to find the problem either. More than half of the people here were being forced to work in areas outside their expertise. What do you think a manager's job is, anyway? Your responsibility is to divide work up based on your subordinates' capabilities. Give support and advice where needed, and facilitate healthy communication within the department to allow people to learn from one another.
Don't give me that new age management mumbo-jumbo. It's just not possible. A 50% sales increase in just 2 weeks?
I can't take all the credit for it myself. All I did was unlock the potential of your subordinates that your pathetic mismanagement had put a stopper on. Once I fixed that problem, they spread their wings and flew all by themselves for the most part. You talked a big game, Mari. But this is the big leagues. If you want to succeed here, you have to get results. You thought that I was transferred to the branch office because I couldn't cut it in corporate HQ. Ironic, huh? You're the one who couldn't make it over here. Guess you just need to work harder. I would really like to know where in the world Mari's superiority complex came from. You all saw how much he was talking himself up to Sam and I. But once he got transferred to the branch office, it became clear really quickly that he was absolutely useless. No matter how much time passed, his performance numbers were always the lowest in the branch. There are a lot of people working with him now with more talent and a better work ethic than him. So I'm hopeful that he can learn a thing or two from them, but I'm also doubtful. After all that branchies are a bunch of losers talk, he's performing worse than they do. I'll bet this is such a humiliating experience for him that he'd rather just sit and work someplace else. If he were able to, that is. Unfortunately for him, word quickly spread throughout the local industry about what he did to me at Sam's wedding. I don't think he'll be getting any job offers anytime soon. He's just going to have to swallow his pride and keep right on working where he is. If he was able to work his way up to management in corporate HQ, he must have some kind of potential in him, though. All he needs to do is work on that attitude of his, and I bet he'll be right back to where he was in no time. As for me, I'm enjoying my new position just fine. Sam came to me the other day and asked me if I was thinking about marriage at all. I am, and I certainly would like for Mr. Wright to come along, but I couldn't let him know that. So I just told him, mind your own business or I'll tell your wife all your most embarrassing stories from middle school. Sam's a great friend and an even better business partner. So until I find my life partner, I'll just have to keep plugging away at work. Hey, Julia, are you there? I was just curious as to what exactly it is that you think you're doing right now. What? Me? What in the world could you possibly be talking about? I'm not doing anything at all. I really haven't the slightest clue what you could be referring to. Oh, come on, Julia. Don't you go trying to play dumb on me. I know that you know what I'm talking about, and nothing is going to convince me otherwise. I mean, you do know what today is, don't you? I just can't see how you couldn't know what was going on. I still just don't know what you mean at all. Was there something special going on today? Let me check my calendar. Nope, I don't see anything going on at all, so there. You mean you really had no idea that today is the day that we're having my father's funeral? I know that you knew, but even so, I just can't believe that you would crash into the funeral home stinking drunk and in that garish red dress. Oh, that's right. The funeral was today, right? I guess it really did slip my mind after all. Well, anyways, congrats on the beautiful funeral. You did just a superb job. In fact, you did such a good job that I must have thought it was a wedding instead, and that's why I got so dressed up and festive. Are you kidding me? That has got to be one of the lamest excuses for what you did that I have ever heard in my life. I don't even understand how you can act like this towards me. I know that we're not blood related, but we're still family. I just don't get why you're being like this. Oh, come on. I really don't think that this is even worth getting so upset about right now, you know? I mean, are you really telling me that you can't see the silver lining at all to your old man finally kicking the bucket? Excuse me? Are you trying to tell me that there is anything good about me losing my father? How could you say something like that? What on earth could make you think that there is anything positive about this at all? I lost my father. Don't you get that? Well, I just mean that he retired from his job early, right? And it wasn't because he was rich. It was because he was just too frail and weak to even keep working. Isn't that so? So it sounds to me like your dear old dad was really just a dangling dead weight around your neck. And that's why I think it's great for you that he's finally dead. Now, you don't have to worry about taking care of that freeloader ever again. If I were you, I would be feeling like a great weight was just taken off my shoulders. How could you talk like that about someone else? Someone else who you knew. I don't know what you think you have to gain from acting like this. I know that he wasn't your father by blood, but he was to me, and I don't think that you'd like it if your dad died and I was saying these kinds of things. Oh man, that is so rich. But please don't ever try and lump your dad and my dad into the same category. The fact of the matter is that they are nothing alike. As you should well know, my family comes from a long line of prestigious businessmen and entrepreneurs. In fact, if anything were to happen to my dad, it would just be my little brother who takes over the company after him. But please tell me that you at least knew all of that when it comes to just who you're dealing with and what kind of family that I came from, right? Well, I know that when you say your little brother, you're talking about Jake, my husband, right? Of course I'm talking about Jake, and that's why I was opposed to you two getting married from the very start. I knew that you were just too low-born to ever be good enough to be a real part of this family. And now that you're married to my brother, I think it's just shameful that your dirty blood is going to be mixed in with my prestigious families. You know, I actually did hear that you were pretty against your brother and I getting married, and I have to say that it kind of really hurt my feelings. But even though I understand the feelings that you have about me, I really don't think that that's an excuse to talk about my dad the way you have been. Oh, please, what in the world are you even talking about? It's not like I'm making up any kind of lies or anything like that when it comes to your dad. I'm only telling the truth. Can't you see that? I mean, the fact of the matter is that your dad was a no-good, lousy bum, and that inevitably played into the kind of person that you were trying to find as a husband. I'm just glad that that old fart finally kicked the bucket before he could cause any serious damage to my family, its reputations, or our wealth. Julia, please, I don't understand why you have to keep going on and saying such horrible things about my father. What did he ever do to you to make you think like this? I want you to know that my dad is none of the things that you say he is. Not only that, he had nothing to do with why I wanted to get married to Jake either. Oh, please, Hillary. You and I both know that that is just plain untrue. I know that you're lying, and you know that you're lying, so just drop it already, okay? I mean, do you really think that I have all the time in the world to listen to you whine about how much you love your dead old dad? I really have so many more important things to do over that. In fact, I actually have a huge party that I'm about to head out to right this moment. So I have to go and enjoy myself after the dreadful day that I've had putting up with you. Wait a second, are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that you knew it was my dad's funeral, but you booked yourself for a party despite that? Oh, please, do you think that I even put that much thought into you or your dumb dead dad? Neither of you have anything to do with how I decide to spend my time, thank you very much. But if you really must know, the party that I'm going to is actually being hosted at this club for only the most elite individuals and families of the finance world. And I actually happen to go there every day for a meal. So I guess you must finally be starting to understand just how important my family, and therefore me, really are. After all, you can only go to this club if you have an invitation, and I get one every single day. But what can I say? I guess it's just that people there really know that I truly am one of them. It's not a place that some common peasant like you would be able to enter. I see. So that's how you're going to be then. Well, I guess it certainly does explain the way that you came dressed to the funeral. You looked more ready for a cocktail party than you did as a respectful funeral attendant. Well, at least it sounds like you're finally starting to get the message about me after all. But again, stop assuming it's all about you. I always dress up that nice when I go out anywhere. And I don't let myself be bound by petty little dress codes or societal expectations of what I'm supposed to wear. I'm rich, and that means that I can wear whatever I want whenever I want. And that's why I wouldn't be caught dead dressing up in those cheap, ugly clothes that someone like you would be fine being caught on the streets in. Look, all I'm saying is I think you were actually hurting your reputation a lot more than you know by showing up to a funeral in a dress like that. Well, thank you so much for sharing your opinion on the matter with me. But the fact of the matter is that I simply don't care what you have to say on the matter. And why should I have to dress in all black and pretend as if I'm even saddened about any of this when I didn't even care for the man anyway? Anyways, I really don't have the time to sit here and bicker with you all day. I have my adoring fans that I need to attend to, and I'm not going to let some loser like you keep me from them.
Hey, Hillary, are you there? I was just curious if you had a second to talk real quick.
Oh, hey, Jake. Yes, I can talk right now. What seems to be on your mind? Is everything okay?
Well, I'm at the store right now, or I'm almost there anyway, and I was just curious about how much beer you think I should buy while I'm here.
I think if you just bought a 12-pack or a couple of 6-packs, that should probably be enough, don't you think?
If that's what you think, that's what I'll buy. Thanks for letting me know. I shouldn't be taking too much longer to get all this done.
Thank you so much for going out and running these errands for me. You don't know how much it means to me, Jake. My mom's just not in a state to do anything at all right now, and so you and I are basically going to have to be her arms and legs for a bit.
Well, of course, I really don't mind at all. It's really important that we can be there for your mom at a time like this. I mean, I can't imagine what she must be going through after losing her husband.
I know what you mean. Obviously, it hurts knowing that I've lost my dad, but... well, I guess you always forget your parents knew each other long before they knew you. But still, it's just hard for everyone to try and wrap our heads around this new reality that we're all having to live in.
I know what you mean. He was a great guy, and I already miss him a lot. He was always so kind to me, even when you and I first started dating. I felt so lucky to be with someone whose family was so ready to take me in with open arms. I feel like it took off so much pressure that I was feeling while you and I were dating. And now I just feel awful that I was never able to repay all of that kindness that he showed to me before he left.
I really don't think that that's how you need to be thinking about this right now, Jake. I mean, I just know that what my dad cared about was that you make me happy. And since you're still the best person I know who can do that, I just know that you have no debts left with him.
You really think so? I just don't know sometimes. I just wish that I could have said a final thanks to him for all that he did for me and you and us. After all, I feel like I owe so much to your dad for all that he's done. I don't think I'd be the person that I am today if it wasn't for his presence.
Well, I just think that my dad would be telling you that he didn't do anything and that you were already capable of doing it yourself, Jake. Besides, like I said, I think he was just happy that I had found someone who made me as happy as you do and that you take care of me so well.
Well, I just don't ever want to not live up to the person that he thought I was, or that you think I am for that matter, too. After all, both my parents were over the moon when they heard that I was getting married to you. They also told me that they owed your dad so much and could never repay him for what he did.
I see. Well, I'm really glad that your parents felt that way about everything, but... Well, actually, I was talking with your sister not that long ago.
Oh, really? You and my sister were talking? It's kind of surprising. I thought you two generally tried to avoid each other. In fact, I was pretty surprised when I heard that she showed up to your dad's funeral at all. Although from what I was hearing, it sounds like it would have been better if she just didn't show up in the first place.
I mean, really, you should have seen the way that she just burst into there. She was super drunk and wearing this bright red dress.
Are you kidding me? I mean, I heard a little bit about it, but I didn't hear all the details like that. I can't believe that she would show up to a funeral like that.
I know, right? I was just like, I'd just never seen anyone act that way before. She was being incredibly selfish, and it really hurt me to see her act that way.
I really just can't believe that she would take things so far. One of these days, she's really going to have to learn a lesson. Did she do anything else while she was there? What can you tell me?
Hey there, Hillary. I just wanted to check in with you and see how things were going. After all, it's been a year since your old man kicked the bucket, isn't that right? Yes, it has been about a year since my dad passed away, if that's what you're asking. Do you have it marked on your calendar or something? Oh no, it's nothing like that. I mean, after all, your dad was such an important person to my family. Obviously, I know that it's been a year since he passed away. So I was just wondering if you were going to be doing anything to mark the 1 year since his passing? Maybe some kind of dinner or get-together or something like that? You know, I had been thinking about doing something, but I'm actually glad you're messaging me about this. You see, I know that you're just so busy and have such a packed social life that we actually decided not to invite you to the 1 year anniversary of his death, since you're probably too busy anyways. Wait a second. Are you telling me that you really are going to be doing something and that you're inviting other people from my family, but you're not inviting me? I mean, yes, that is basically what I just said, isn't it? After all, my mom is really only just starting to come out of her shell after the loss, and, well, I just know that she also isn't really interested in going out and being with too many people. And I would just hate to drive my mom any deeper into her depression than she already is. But don't worry, we also told your parents it might be best to give us some space as well. But wait a second, are you telling me that your mom is still all messed up from losing her husband even after all this time? All he did was die, for crying out loud. I'm really finding some of this just so hard to believe right now. Do you know that? It's almost funny if you think about it. I know, Julia. It's also because you say things like that I don't want you going anywhere near my mom at all. I really just don't get how she could still be so upset over losing a bum of a husband like that. I mean, if I were your mom, I would be over the moon to finally be free of that. Why do you keep calling my dad a bum? Do you really think that he never worked a day in his life? All of you know that he worked himself hard every single day, trying to provide for my mom and I don't appreciate you talking about him like that. Well, I guess someone like you probably would tell themselves that about their dad to make themselves feel better about him, right? But from where I'm standing, it just seems like you've been brainwashed bad. Look, Julia, if you want to know why you're not invited to my dad's 1-year anniversary of his passing, it's because you make comments like that. That's why you'll never get the day when it's happening. Oh, you really are just no fun at all. Do you know that? And to think that I just went out yesterday and bought a brand new dress that I was hoping to show off at your pathetic little death-iversary. I'm sorry, Julia, but if you really cared about me, my family, or my father at all, then you would know that that isn't appropriate to do. Oh, please, you think that I wanted to show up to this lame function just to be there for you and your poor, sad little mom? I just wanted to find a good excuse to break in my new dress. Well, I think it says a lot about the kind of person that you are if you think it's okay to be showing up in a dress like that at a funeral. Well, it isn't my fault if your dad isn't even worth really mourning over. But at least he's finding purpose another way, and that's by giving me chances to dress up. I really just don't even know what to say to someone like you. You are just too much. Do you know that? Oh, what's all this? Are you really mad at me over this? I think that you really need to get a grip and remember just where it is that you stand in all of this. You're a nobody. Don't you get that? Of course I'm mad at you. I'm furious with you. You've been nothing but needlessly cruel, and I don't know why. But now you've really gone and done it. Do you know that? I will get you back for this, Julia. Yeah, I would like to see you try and do anything to me at all. But just know that if you do anything to try and come after me, I am going to make my life's mission to see my brother get a divorce with you. Hey there, Hillary. I just wanted to let you know that I finally found a date for my wedding. Isn't that exciting? I'm finally going to be getting married. Oh, it's just so perfect. Oh, Julia, it's so wonderful to hear from you. And you're getting married, are you? Well, congratulations to you for that. Of course! I am so excited for this, and I just want everyone who can come to be there for my wedding. It's going to be a huge blowout. Well, that is just very exciting for you, isn't it? And just who is the lucky man that you're going to be getting married to? Well, he works for a really big advertising firm, actually. Not only that, but he went to one of the top business schools in the whole country, and I think that he's really on a trajectory for a huge career. We've actually been dating for about 3 years now, but he asked me to marry him a few months ago, and now it's finally happening. Wow. Well, again, this sounds like great news for you, and I'm happy that you're getting what you want. That's right. Although, if I'm being honest, the guy that I'm with right now really did just barely sneak by in terms of who I would have been okay marrying. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that the wedding day is going to be next month on the 10th, so make sure to add it to your calendar. Got it? Hold on for just 1 second. Did you just text me that you were going to be getting married next month? Is that right? Well, it's a text, so you can just read it and confirm that for yourself, you know. But anyways, yes, I'm going to be getting married next month on the 10th, so look forward to it. But wait a second. If you're going to be getting married next month on the 10th, that's the same day that I was going to be holding the 3rd anniversary memorial for my dad. Oh, wait a second. You don't mean the memorial that you hold every single year but never ever invited me to, are you? I had no idea that that was happening again this time of year. I'm sorry, Julia, but isn't there any way that you could move your wedding day to something else? Excuse me? You think you can just move my wedding day like it's nothing? You really need to get your head screwed on tight. This is a huge event, and we've had this date booked for a while. Although if you're telling me that you're going to miss my wedding all because of your 3 years dead dad, then I think we're going to have a serious conversation. But you never mentioned this at all to me until right now. I had no way of knowing that you would book that date for your wedding. Look, the fact of the matter is that your dad died 3 years ago, okay? I really don't see why you need to keep having these days for him. And besides, I think we both know that my wedding is going to be the much more important event between the two. Wait a second. Julia, please tell me that you didn't actually set your wedding date to this day on purpose, did you? Me? Oh, you really think that I would do something like that? And what if I did do that? What are you going to do about it, huh? I knew it! I knew that it was too big a coincidence. I knew that you set this all up. Well, anyways, I hope you know that you basically have no choice but to come to my wedding now. That is a direct order from me to you. You're not allowed to miss this. Right. A direct order, huh? Well, then I guess I understand what I need to do now. Hey, just what the heck is the matter with you, huh? What do you think you're trying to pull right now? You really have some nerve, do you know that? Excuse me? What are you talking about? What could I possibly be doing to you this time? What's your problem? Oh, please, don't pretend like you don't know exactly what I'm talking about right now. I can't believe that you showed up to my wedding dressed up as if you were ready to go to your lame little memorial service instead. And not only that, but to top it all off, you're stinking drunk as well. What is the matter with you? Why do you act like this? You're just so awful. Oh, no, sorry. I think you've actually got this all wrong, Julia. You see, I actually just came from the memorial service that we held for my dad. And it's just while I was there with my relatives, some of them started passing around a bottle and things went on from there. Oh, come on. Is that supposed to be some kind of a joke or something like that? I really have no idea just where it is that you think you can get off. Besides, all my husband's family is here. You are humiliating me right now. Do you have any idea what the total net worth of everyone sitting in this room right now is? You really need to pull yourself together. I thought I told you that you shouldn't have even been having that memorial service in the first place. You should have listened to what I had to say to you. Well, I know that you told me to do all of that, but the fact of the matter is that the rest of my family wanted to go to the memorial. So it's not like I was ever in a position where I just wasn't going to hold it at all. But even so, that didn't mean that you had to come to my wedding in your funeral dress. I just can't understand why you couldn't change your clothes before you came here. I just really didn't see the point in doing so. I suppose I just really didn't see why I would need to do something like that. Are you being serious right now? You're telling me that you really have no idea why it might not be a good idea for you to come to a wedding dressed in all black? No, it's nothing like that at all. I was just following your lead after all. I mean, you remember what you wore on my dad's funeral, right? So I just figured that since you have such good taste in fashion, that you must know best about what is and isn't okay to wear at these kinds of things. And I figured that if you could dress as flashy as you did for the funeral, then I could dress like a funeral at your wedding. It only makes sense, right? But don't worry, I only came here with the intention of helping you celebrate your special day, and that's it. I don't get this. What are you up to? You're not telling me something, and I know it. I want answers. You can't hide the truth from me. I'm really not trying to hide anything from you at all. But anyways, I thought that the reception was going to start soon, so don't you have more important things to attend to? Oh, shut up. Don't you dare try and pretend like you actually even care about this wedding at all. It's all your fault if even the slightest thing goes wrong from now. Oh, I'm sure that thing will be just fine. It's like I said, I'm only here to help you celebrate your big day. That's it. How dare you even pretend like that's what you're trying to do here when you're dressed like this at my own wedding? I really ought to just throw you out. Unless this is what you meant when you told me that you were going to get me back for showing up in the clothes that I did during your dad's funeral. Wait a second, you mean you actually remember what I said to you all that time ago? I would say I'm flattered, but... No, I actually completely forgot about what you told me until today. It just came back to me all of a sudden. But don't worry, now that I see the little game you're trying to play at. Well, I suppose if you know what's going on, then there really isn't much more to discuss between the two of us, right? But I doubt that my brother has any idea that all of this is going on, right? I doubt that he would let you get away with what you're doing right now if he knew you were doing it. But you should also know that he didn't even go to the memorial service because he clearly cares more about me than he does you. Okay, you are more than welcome to feel that way about the situation, but what are you going to do about it? Well, I'll just go tell my brother about what it is that you're trying to do right now, of course. And I know that when he finds out how you're trying to ruin my wedding, that he's going to be furious with you. And then he'll divorce you and you'll be all alone. In fact, maybe I should just kick you out of the wedding right now. Obviously, once I explain to my brother why I had no choice but to get rid of you, he'll take my side over yours. You really think that's how things are going to go for you if you kick me out of your wedding? Of course that's how things are going to go if I kick you out of my wedding. You may be my brother's wife, but blood is thicker than water, and my brother will always have my back. Oh, Jake, are you there? It's just horrible. I can't believe she would do this to me. How could you let her get away with this?
Whoa, what's going on, Julia? Who's getting away with what? I'm really confused right now.
Well, it's your wife. It's Hillary. She's practically blackout drunk and is here at my wedding dressed as if she was going to a funeral. Can you believe that she would do this to me? I tried to tell her to go and change, and she just refused to listen to me at all. I can't believe that your wife is acting this way. You really need to do something about her.
But why in the world would Hillary go and do something like that? That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I'll tell you why. This is because she just had to have her dumb memorial service on the same day as my wedding. But the least she could have done was change her clothes.
Right, yeah. I mean, I really just don't get why she wouldn't do something like that. Do you have any idea what she might be thinking?
I have no idea why she would do something like this. Are you really telling me that you have no idea?
Well, I just assumed that it had to do with what you did to her a few years ago at her dad's wedding. I knew she was going to have her memorial service today, though.
Hold on a second. You mean to tell me that you knew she was having the memorial service today and you didn't do anything to stop her coming like this?
Well, it's just that she's only doing exactly what you did on the day of her dad's funeral, right? You showed up there in a red dress and got really drunk, remember? So I guess I just thought you might know what she was thinking since you were doing the same thing not that long ago.
Okay, just hold on a second. I really don't think that you can put us in the same category at all. I mean, I did what I did because I'm a fashionista. Hillary is just doing all of this because she's petty.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Why do you always assume you're better than everyone else?
Oh, come on, bro. Her parents are jobless losers, and that means that she really can't be that much better. Is that right?
Sorry, but you do realize that those jobless losers are some of the largest, most important investors who help keep our company afloat, right?
What in the world are you talking about? Did you hit your head or something? What kind of terrible lies has that woman been telling you?
Look, I really don't know where you're getting your information from, but the family business is not doing well. We're in a really tight spot, and if it wasn't for the kindness of Hillary's late father, then I don't think we'd even be in business today.
But, I mean, are you really telling me that that bum is responsible for keeping our business open?
Not only that, but Hillary's dad has been a huge supporter of ours for a long time. And if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have even gotten to the size that we are today. But he never really had to work since he was collecting so much from our success as well. He wasn't jobless, he was benefiting from our success.
But then, well, that doesn't make any sense. I've been to Hillary's parents' place and it's totally plain. There's nothing special about it at all.
Just because they don't need to show off their wealth in everything that they do doesn't mean that they aren't rich, you know. In fact, you might be interested to know that Hillary's dad was worth just less than our dad by the time of his passing.
That can't be right. That's impossible. You're lying to me. There is no way that he was worth almost as much as Dad.
Of course! How else do you think he was able to support us for as long as he did? And I know all about the horrible, rude things you said about him.
No, wait. This is all just a big misunderstanding. It has to be. This can't be right at all.
Do you have any idea just how much you've hurt Hillary with all the cruel things that you've said about her family? Well, I can't just stand by and let you get away with that anymore.
I can't believe that he wouldn't listen to me at all. How could my brother betray me like this? It's just awful. Well, I tried explaining to you that I didn't really think things would go the way you thought they would, didn't I? In fact, I'm just surprised that you didn't know that Jake was already furious with you for the way that you'd been treating me. But I just had no idea that you were so rich this whole time. Well, yeah, my dad taught me that it's bad form to always be showing off how much money you have to others. And so I guess I just always have been used to living humbly. But, I mean, look, whatever. I just need you and my brother to get out of here right now. I can't have you blowing this for me. Okay, we can do that. But you should also know that your parents were talking to us and they're also not going to be showing up today. Wait a second. Not even my own parents are going to be here at their own daughter's wedding? Yes, that's right. They said they were both just so let down and disappointed in you. They just want nothing to do with you anymore. So then even my own parents aren't going to be here to help me celebrate? How could they just turn their backs on me like this? It doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, I suppose this is their way of telling you that you're going to be cut off from the rest of the family from here on out. No, that can't be right. It just can't be happening. I know that there's just no way that they would abandon me like this. What can I say except that you brought them to the edge of their patience with you, and now they just really don't want anything more to do with a daughter like you. Besides, you've been just horrible about helping them rein in their expenses. You always have to have the newest, most expensive version of whatever it is that you're buying, but you only ever spend your parents' money. I think that they've seen the effect that spoiling you the way that they've been doing has had on you, and that it's time for a change. But why am I hearing all of this from you now? Why couldn't my own parents have told me this themselves? Why did they have to tell me this through you? It isn't fair. Oh, they told me that they tried to explain this to you over and over again, but you just wouldn't listen or thought that they were telling some kind of bad joke. But they wanted me to tell you that from now on, you're going to be paying your own credit card bill, and you are going to be responsible for all your own expenses. So they don't want you going to them asking for more money anymore. It's over for you. You are all on your own now. But there's no way I can afford to pay for the kind of lifestyle that I have all on my own. How dare you try and pull this on me? You think this means you've beaten me? No, I don't think that there's any winning or losing in a situation like this. Well, fine then. I don't need you, and I don't need my family. I don't need anyone except my husband to take care of me from now on. He'll buy me whatever I want, whenever I want. Are you really sure that that's how things are going to go for you? You seem to have a habit of putting the cart before the horse. After all, I know about your secret boyfriend on the side, and Jake and I have already told your husband all about the affair. He was really not happy at all to hear about how you've been running around behind his back. But how did you... Oh, this can't be happening. Nobody was supposed to know. This can't be happening right now. Well, it is so. On the other hand, I think that one thing that's not happening anymore is this wedding. It still just doesn't make any sense. Why would my fiancé trust a word that you had to say? I don't think it was my word that he believed. It probably had more to do with all the proof that I had gathered of your affair. And with the 3 years that I've been working on this revenge of mine, I've gathered quite the large file on you. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe that you would do this to me. Are you really telling me that you've been plotting this whole thing for the past 3 years? Of course I have. Did you really think that I was going to let you get away with trying to tarnish my dad's memory like that? I vowed my revenge that day, and I wasn't speaking lightly about it. But now that I'm done with it, I think I'll take my leave back home. Besides, it sounds like you've got more immediate problems to deal with. See ya! After Jake and I left, we heard later that it didn't take long before the whole wedding began to really fall apart. Julia's fiancé screamed at her in front of everyone and made sure the venue knew that she had been cheating on him for a long time. Then Julia's parents messaged her with the full explanation of her getting cut off. She was forced out of their house and had to find her own place to live. She moved in with a friend, but even so, Julia was forced for the first time in her life to go out and find a job. I can't imagine how difficult it must have been for Julia to lower herself to work among us mere peasants. I heard that she gave up at one point and just kept trying to find a rich man who would want to marry her. Without her family's money, though, no man wanted to marry a woman who couldn't even take care of herself. As for us, Jake and I are still happily married, and Jake is preparing to take over the family company in a few years, as his dad will be retiring soon. My mom is finally starting to become her old self again, and it's meant so much to see the light return to her eyes. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.